Welcome to today's lecture. Our today's topic is information transfer from verbal to non-verbal. We have very much familiar with this topic. We have just went through this topic at SSC and HSC level. Let's revise today. As we know that we communicate through a language, and communication is the basic function of any language in the world. The communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place to another. We express our feelings, views, desires, attitude through a language. As far as types of communication is concerned, there are two types of communication, that is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication means the words that is written or spoken. It means speaking, listening, writing, and reading. It comes under the category of verbal communication. Again, verbal communication has further classification as oral communication and written communication. So these are the advantages of it, as we have discussed in the last lecture. So our main focus is non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication means a communication without using any spoken or written word. So it is a wordless message. Just a minute. So non-verbal communication means gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, and touching also. So these are the types of non-verbal communication: facial expressions, gestures, body language and posture, and eye contact. So let's move towards our main focus, that is information transfer. Here, information transfer means transfer of information from one form to the another form, right? But in this transfer process, the information remains the same. There is no change in the information. So information format changes only, right? So a text or a paragraph is changed into some T diagram, right? Or a text is changed into a pie chart, right? So information is transferred. Information remains the same. There is no change in the information, right? Only format changes. So information transfer is an activity of reproduction from one form into another form. So form changes. The need of information transfer. So in many presentations and documents, we tend to present a huge amount of data. One might not have time and energy to go through the entire data every time, right? Hence, it is required to present the data in non-verbal items like maps, charts, tables, and diagrams, right? So we use different types of maps, charts, tables, and diagrams for information transfer purpose, right? We can say that it's a shortcut presentation of the data, right? So a paragraph of 20 lines, 30 lines is presented in a shortcut way through maps, charts, tables, or diagrams. What happens verbal to non-verbal transfer process. A given paragraph or text is transferred to the non-verbal forms. And which are the non-verbal forms? The non-verbal forms like tables, bar charts, or let's say graphs, pie charts, logic trees, and flow charts. So we have to select the suitable form of dialogue, right? So we have to read the paragraph first, and depending upon the information in that paragraph, we have to select table or bar charts or graphs or pie charts or logic trees or flow charts. So we have to select any one suitable form to transfer verbal to non-verbal. So we have to take into consideration some tips while transferring information from verbal to non-verbal form. Which things we should follow? First, if we have been given a paragraph or text, we have to read the given paragraph or text fully. Try to understand the information, or let's say the meaning of that paragraph. Then note its important features or important words from that paragraph, right? So we have to understand the topic of the paragraph first, right? We have to just locate. We have to find the important lines, the important sentences, and the words in the given paragraph. Have suitable divisions in diagram like sections and subsections, right? Give a suitable title to that diagram. So transfer the important features or keywords into different forms. Draw a neat and accurate diagram, right? And we have to cover all the information in the given text or paragraph in that diagram, right? So these are the tips. So which are the most used techniques of changing verbal to non-verbal transfer of information? The first is tree diagram, right? So information is presented in the form of a tree diagram, right? So this is the sample of a tree diagram. Then it comes pie diagram or pie chart, right? So if calculations are given, we can divide the pie diagram into sections, right? See on the screen, different colors are used, right? So a section with a particular color indicates something, right? So green section indicates something, right? Blue section indicates something, right? So we can present a data in the form of pie chart also. The next famous method of presenting the data into non-verbal form is column chart. Again over here, if calculations, if figures are there in the paragraph or in the text, we can present the calculation in the form of column chart as it is showing on the screen, right? So the growth, or let's say the comparative study is there, right? So let's have some examples. In the last lecture, we discussed this example, right? We just went through these 4 to 5 lines, right? And we tried to understand the topic of the given paragraph. So we went through the important lines and words in the given passage. We gave a title, that is Khandesh, because the paragraph is describing Khandesh area, right? So again, the important words we took, that is district, that is Jalgaon, Dhule, Nandurbar. Then again, Jalgaon has further information, that is of Jain irrigation, right? We also highlighted the cotton and the banana thing, that is local language also there, Hirani. Then we highlighted the two important colleges, that is MJ College and Pratap College. We also mentioned the birthplace of the two personalities, that is Sane Guruji and Pratibha Tai Patil over here. So this tree diagram presents the above text in a shortcut way. See, go to the paragraph first. So first try to read the paragraph. If you do not understand its topic, read it again. Okay. So after reading the paragraph, try to have some title. Okay, as the present paragraph describes about social media, we got the title, that is social media. Generally, the topic of that paragraph is in the first 2 or 3 lines. In the first 2 or 3 lines. पहिल्या 2 ते 3 ओळीमध्येच त्याचा टॉपिक दिलेला असतो. Right? So the present paragraph describes about social media. That's why we gave the title social media, right? It describes the social media apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, WeChat, Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram, right? And the paragraph gives information of all these apps. So we collected the information of WhatsApp, we collected the information of Facebook, we collected the information of WeChat, Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram, and we wrote it down below, which is khali, below that app, right? The information of WhatsApp, just we have to write it down below WhatsApp title, right? Because it is very, very famous. Money transfer is possible now, video call is possible, images possible, documents possible, right? On the other hand, Facebook, see, no money transfer. So the information related to Facebook is collected over here. So Facebook Live is there and images and videos can be uploaded. See, what about WeChat, Instagram, and Twitter? The paragraph gives a common information about WeChat, Instagram, and Twitter. That's why the common information is there below a single heading, that is WeChat, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, same is the case with Telegram, right? So the whole information in that paragraph should be covered in the tree diagram. See the next example. Go through the paragraph first. We have to understand the topic of the given passage. The passage deals with musical instruments. So we highlighted different type of musical instruments in the form of tree diagram, right? So the musical instrument has three classes, that is wind, percussion, and string. Again, wind, this section has subtypes, that is woodwind and others. Okay, woodwind has subsections like flute, clarinet, and harp. Right. Again, other category has sections like mouth organ and bagpipes. See, percussion. Percussion has no information in the paragraph. That's why we have not given any further information, right? Percussion ची काही माहिती दिलेली नाहीये पुढे, त्यामुळे आपण शांत बसलो. ठीक आहे. So further information is given by string. instruments, that is harp, guitar, violin, and cello. Right? No further information is there about harp, guitar, violin, and cello. That's why there is an end of this diagram. Right? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. See the next paragraph. Go to the paragraph, please. The paragraph is about literature, right? It gives information about literature and its branches. Okay. So literature has got some definitions like mirror of life, reflection of life, criticism of life. Later on, the paragraph gives information about branches of literature. Branches of literature. The branches like poetry, drama, novel, short story. Right? Again, poetry has subtypes. That is imaginative, realistic. Drama has subsections, comedy, tragedy. Again, novel has subsections, historical, psychological, realistic, scientific, and regional. Short story has no types, right? Information is given only, that is close to life and little scope, right? So this diagram gives information about literature. See, next example. It is about neem tree. So the paragraph deals with neem tree. So we have highlighted origin of the neem tree, then parts of the neem tree, and the uses of the neem tree, and finally we have highlighted the qualities of the neem tree. Now let's move towards to non-verbal to verbal. Now the reverse, opposite, right? What happens in this process? Table, bar charts, graphs, pie charts, the diagrams are given, right? And we have to write down a paragraph of it. So we have to describe the T diagram, the tables in the form of sentences. Again, tips. Read the graph, diagram, table, T diagram, whatever, right? Give a suitable title. Write the information given in the diagram in the form of sentences. Cover all the points from the diagram, right? Don't add extra information. These are the tips. Let's take an example, right? So this diagram is given, so we have to write down a paragraph. This is called non-verbal to verbal transformation. Non-verbal to verbal transformation. So the title is neem tree. See, the information in the diagram has been presented into sentences. See, neem tree is originated from India and Burma. It has parts like roots, bark, gum, leaves, fruit, right? Neem tree has qualities of medicinal and fumigant, right? Dried neem leaves used to store grain, clothes, and hooks and cure for skin ailments. So we just try to describe the information in the diagram with the help of sentences. The sentences should be short and simple to understand. So I hope you might have understood the topic, that is transfer of data from verbal to non-verbal and from non-verbal to verbal, right? Thank you very much.